that Charlie was speaking in, and I was about 20 feet to the north interviewing the counter protesters. You can see there's my footage there, and we were talking about why they were against Charlie Kirk, why they didn't the things that he says that they didn't like, that kind of thing. When shots rang out, and it was chaos.
What did you do in the immediate aftermath? Did you also ran? Did you check for your son? Tell me about that.
I immediately ran to the balcony and pulled my phone out and called my son. As I was waiting for the phone to pick up, I was looking around. I thought, was that fireworks? And I thought maybe somebody was pranking the crowd. And then I started hearing that Charlie was shot, and my son picked up the phone and he said, "Dad, Charlie was shot." And my son was waiting in line to ask a question when that happened.
I asked this to your previous guest, Adam, but just so we can kind of get a baseline of understanding of the event and of the facts on the ground, just to confirm, you heard how many shots specifically? Just the one?
You know, my first inclination was that it could have been firecrackers, and I think it might have been the echo of the shot. We were surrounded by buildings. I think that might have been it. I'm familiar with shooting at shooting ranges, so that was my first thought. Was it was either a long distance shot or it could have been firecrackers, and I think it was a long distance shot coming from the east of us.
Did you go through security to get in?
There was absolutely no security. I attended the Republican state convention here at the same facility earlier this year. We had security. We had our bags checked. There was none of that here. I was able to walk right in through class. It was in between classes. There was thousands of students everywhere with backpacks. Yeah. I walked right through with, I have a gear bag with tripods sticking right out of my bag, and nobody stopped me. I was able to walk right in.
How would you describe the crowd here that had come out to see Charlie Kirk? We've talked a lot about this. His campus tour, if you will, the most recent one that he had been on, was intended to be a dialogue. It was intended to be debate, healthy disagreement, obviously verbally. Did you get a sense that the crowd was largely supportive, had come out to sort of see Kirk in his element? Help us understand that.
Yeah, I mean, there was probably 50 or 60 protesters there against Charlie Kirk, but the crowd supporting him was far larger, and anytime there was an anti-Charlie chant, it would be drowned out by USA or a Charlie Kirk chants from the other side. So it seemed the mood was positive. People were there to hear the transfer of ideas and discussion, and it's just a shame that it has to break out in violence like this.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Adam Bartholomew, thank you very much for sharing your experience there on the ground as you remain, I know, near campus. We're glad that you are okay. Appreciate you joining us. Let me bring in now our NBC News correspondents Ryan Riley and Mel Zanona.